What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy. So, I didn't exactly really want to make this video. A couple of different reasons. First of which being I never really wanted it to get to this point. Second reason being I didn't particularly want to have to make a big deal out of it. Because I don't really like addressing these kinds of things. But I figured I really don't have much of a choice in this instance, considering the circumstances. From here on out, and I know the podcast has been pretty much quiet and abandoned for some time anyway. I wouldn't say it's abandoned. I haven't forgotten about it. The show will go on, and the show must go on. Kind of the whole purpose of me making this video here. Octavius will no longer be my co-host. At least the full-time permanent co-host of the podcast, or future side projects for that matter, which are still in the works as we speak. And it's not for anything that he's done wrong. It's not for anything against him. It's not for there's no bad blood between us. We don't have any issues. It's nothing like that. Current situations in life, without trying to give out too much of his personal business, has prevented Octavius from being able to continue to live in the same place that I do, making us being able to make these podcasts together become a lot more difficult, as well as what I'm planning on doing in the future with Casual Fridays, which is going to be I'm just going to go ahead and get it out the way and say it if I haven't already in the past. But Casual Fridays is going to be our gaming, I would say show. Yeah, I guess that's a good word for what we do. It's going to be the gaming show that we post on Fridays. Currently, I'm in the looks of finding a suitable replacement for Octavius. And it's not going to be easy because Octavius was a one-of-a-kind individual. So, I don't know what the future holds for this channel. I do know that I do plan on continuing making content on this channel. I do plan on continuing to run this YouTube channel, and I don't want this to be my channel by any stretch of the imagination per se. I don't want to go off all on my own. Maybe I will in the future. I don't know. It just depends. But I feel like the dynamic works better when there's someone to feed off of. I can be a pretty entertaining person, I would like to say, in general, but I do say my personality works better when there's someone else to feed off of and work off of. It doesn't work well with just me. I like to say I'm a comedic individual. I like to say that, I am funny. I like to think that I am anyway. To some people anyway. I don't understand sometimes. I know my jokes can be pretty terrible, but, I like to say that I have great comedic material that I can come up with if I really put my mind to it. And I can be quick on the draw, and this is definitely not a toot my own horn kind of video. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I just want to say that I think that it works better when there's someone else to bounce these things off of. I have more to work with when there's another. I need human interaction for my comedy, if you want to call it that, to work well, and that's kind of what I've strived for when me and Octavius first created this channel. Part of the things we were working with was, the comedic factor. We definitely wanted to, have funny parts and bits. But of course, on the other side of that spectrum with the podcast, there are the serious moments where we are serious and, we want to be taken seriously. We don't want to be just strictly comedy. We want to be taken serious and we want to make good points and, spark debates. Not necessarily arguments, but debates, and in order to find someone who I can be comedic with and have that intellectual conversation with is going to be a challenge. It's going to be very difficult. And scheduling is also another thing. I have a few people in mind. We're going to. I'm going to take a couple swings at this. Get back into making the podcast. I have some new equipment that should be showing up here relatively soon. As far as a time date on that one, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm actually, I say new equipment that should be showing up, but what I mean is, I'm eyeing certain different pieces of equipment that I'm not quite sure if I'm ready to make the final purchase on yet. But we'll see. We'll just have to see. It's whenever scheduling allows and, money, of course, allows. But I have a couple of temporary co-hosts that I want to try out and just kind of take a swing at things and see who does well and who melds well into the position and brings something to the table that, was this, that brings something that Octavius brought to the table, and then also brings something of their own. I know it's never going to be exactly the same without Octavius, but the show must go on. We have to do it for Octavius, and that's not to say I'm never going to work with Octavius again. It's just due to the nature of the situation, with us being so far apart now. We would have to, make special different, preparations for him to be on the show, and definitely going to have to make sure our schedules are the same. And it's just, there's a lot of scheduling conflicts and just location. There's just the whole logistics of it is not, suitable for him being the, full-time co-host. And we've discussed this. Me and him have definitely taken this, and had this discussion amongst ourselves here set for quite a while now, actually, the very least since the last episode where we were in KFC went up. So it's not like this is me trying to be shady, and there's no bad blood between us. It's just, and trust me, if I could get Octavius back on the show for every episode, then damn it, I would be okay with that. But for the simple fact that Octavius is, it's just the scheduling doesn't work for either of us, and that's just the unfortunate truth about it. But trust me, if there's a chance that I can have Octavius back in the video, you best believe I'm going to put him on a video, whether that be just an episode of the podcast via Skype, or any other projects that we may do in the future. Who knows? Who knows? It definitely just kind of depends upon, it just depends upon the future. We can just only hope and see that, all we can do is hope. I hope everything works out fine. What the heck? Oh, anyway, my washing machine's making weird noises. Anyway, all I can really do at this point is hope. And hope for the best with Octavius, and hope for the best with this channel, and we're just going to keep moving forward from here. But I do have to say, I do have a couple of things planned in the works. I'm actually looking at capture cards now, seeing which ones I like, which ones I want, to try. And I'm really contemplating getting a capture card, probably with this next paycheck. It just kind of depends. And a microphone that is a bit better quality than the one that I do have. And I think I'm going to start doing the gaming. I'm of course going to have someone with me, because we're not really gonna be a Let's Play channel. Don't get me wrong. I do plan on fully completing certain games. There are games that I really want to, play through and experience with the fan base. With my co-host as well. My washing machine is definitely spinning up now. But yeah, I want to do a couple of gameplays with a good friend. Who knows? I have big plans for the channel. Um, I never wanted this to become to where it seems like it's a me thing, like it's a my channel thing, because it isn't. I want there to be a co-host to help make decisions, and I want it to be a partnership, because sharing the responsibility is always a lot easier for me than, just taking it upon myself and, okay, this is how it's going to go. And it just leads to less disappointment when you have someone there who has other ideas and other, philosophies. And when you rely on their input on things, it leads to less disappointment. You share the burden and you share the weight of all the critical success and failures, and just everything that comes along with running it up, something like this. So I want to hear if anyone ever truly does watch these videos, and comments. I want to know if in the future when you see a co-host, or hear them rather, but if you hear them and you like the co-host, if you like the way we meld, just leave a comment and let me know what you think, because I want this to be an enjoyable experience, because I want to make something that I'm proud of, and something that I can be proud of, and that I work together with someone on. I have a friend that I can rely on to help me make content that is enjoyable for people to watch. And this is still a relatively new channel. I'm still relatively new to this whole thing. With Octavius, he left a lot of the decision making up to me, which I said it wasn't exactly what I had in mind for the channel. But I'll take it. I'll take what I can. But it'll be better. It'll be much. I feel like it will be better if I can find someone who has their own ideas they want to bring to the table. And don't get me wrong, Octavius didn't bring ideas to the table. It's just that he was such a go with the flow kind of guy, and he was so laid back that he left a lot of especially when it comes to naming the episodes and coming up with the intro and the designs for the avatars that we have, and pretty much everything that came into the theatrics of it, if that makes sense. Octavius left up to me. He trusted me wholeheartedly in that, and I'm grateful for his trust in me on that one. And then I definitely appreciate it. It's just now I feel like with someone who is willing to take a more creative control stance on things, now you have two creative minds, running back to back on all aspects. And again, nothing to blame Octavius or to say that he not to take away from what he brought to the table. It's just with someone who like him, he was on a different schedule. He was on his own still at the time, different kind of schedule, and he was just such a laid back, go with the flow kind of person. While yes, in the videos he was great, and again, I am going to sorely miss having Octavius around as my co-host. If I could, keep things the way they were and have him around as my co-host, I would. I most definitely would. But I just see this as an unfortunate experience, with me being able to take advantage. That's not exactly the best choice of words now, is it? Me being able to seize the opportunity as taking lemons and making lemonade, so to speak. And again, there was never anything wrong with Octavius. It's just I feel that now with someone else, someone more akin to my scheduling, and someone with a little bit more, I guess, insight on the way the YouTubes operate, and just someone with a little bit more experience in this kind of field. I feel like just having that is going to be enough to, you know, boost the production quality at least a little bit. And I look forward to what the future holds. But with that being said, with all this ranting and rambling and and ahs and ums and my washing machine going off in the background, I'm gonna cut it here. I didn't really want this to be a super long video, but you guys know me. I get to talking and I can't stop. I need to go switch my laundry, and then I'm probably going to go to Walmart because God knows that's a great idea ever. I'm already hating the thought of that. But yeah, so I'm going to go switch my clothes over and then go spend the last of my money at Walmart because that's how that works. And I'm probably going to get road rage in the parking lot because that's also how that works. And yeah, wish me luck on that one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully with new co-host this time, even if it is temporary. And still to this day, I don't know how to end a video properly. Haha! Yay!